In southern Africa, bordered by South Africa and Tanzania and the channel that bears its name, we find Mozambique. The capital, Maputo, has a population of 1,300,000 and is its political, administrative, and judicial center. As happens in the majority of underdeveloped countries, the capital is overcrowded with immigrants from the country's interior, where the opportunities for work are very few. In these capitals, travelers will discover the contrast between the prosperous city of the ruling class, with better cars and houses in the best European style, and a population immersed in the most scandalous poverty. The poverty rate here is 48%, and life expectancy is 42.9 years, the lowest on the continent. Yet these figures do not take the AIDS epidemic into account. Despite its late arrival in Mozambique, it's anticipated that the devastating effects of AIDS will cause a 10-year drop in life expectancy between 2010 and 2015. After suffering a bloody 15-year war, Mozambique is currently one of the world's 10 poorest countries. According to the latest data from the United Nations, from 1996, the population is 17 million, of which 69%, that is 12 million people, live below the absolute poverty line. And 30% live in conditions of extreme poverty. If we stop to think, we are talking about 99% of the population. Despite the fact that Mozambique has been disarming for the past 9 years and peace reigns, we cannot anticipate that the situation will improve without international intervention to aid the country's development. The lack of an economic infrastructure means that social instability is a latent factor, particularly as a result of the natural disasters which have recently left 80,000 families utterly destitute. The marks of war and hunger can be seen on each of Mozambique's streets. In making this film, our team was witness to truly heartbreaking scenes. It is difficult to report without being affected by what you see or becoming involved with the people. Mutilations are a constant sight in every city in the country. Disease, extreme poverty, and the inhuman conditions under which the population lives, lacking even the most basic sanitation, make it necessary for developed countries to take immediate action on all fronts, bringing in aid to provide some relief for this people. This is their real responsibility. As in most cases, the consequences of war take a great toll on the children. We are on a street in the center of Maputo, but we could easily be in any city in Mozambique. Abandoned, homeless, the victims of hunger and disease, these children have made the streets their home. The majority lost at least one parent in the war. The smallest were left abandoned in garbage cans or at the doors of a church. Many have already caught infectious diseases. 32% drink, and there is an extremely high rate of alcoholism. Drugs in their most rudimentary forms, gasoline and glue, rule their lives. To this we must add the control the mafias exercise over them, making them steal or sell drugs to tourists. In many cases, their wages are used to feed their habit. While the most heartrending scenes occur in important cities like Maputo and Pemba, in the interior, the situation of the children is still very alarming. From a very young age, they must work to help support themselves in the inhuman conditions they are subjected to. Any activity will do if it helps them to survive.